Welcome to another beautiful evening today at 5:35. I will take the time to switch with, I'll take this time to call this meeting to order again at 5:35 p.m. on this beautiful April 21st, 2026. First item, roll call, establishment of order. Quorum? Excuse my French.
Benito Hernandez, present.
Alexandra Flores, present.
Javier Ramirez, present.
And Mayor Rick Vergel, present. If I may have an excuse for Mr. Peña.
I motion to excuse Cesar Peña.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item, invocation and pledge of allegiance. Mr. ¿Qué me tocaba a mí? All right. We could bow our heads to our Heavenly Father. And before you this beautiful evening, Lord, ask you again for guidance, wisdom. God, we also ask you for health, ask you for unity, Lord, Heavenly Father, and ask you for uncommon knowledge and uncommon sense in these troubled times. We pray for our country as well as other countries in all the countries in this world as we need more of your guidance and leadership, Lord Heavenly Father. All these things I ask in your precious Son's heavenly name. Amen.
Amen.
And then to the flag over here. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated.
We don't have legal. Legal.
Next, certified posting of agenda.
Good afternoon, Mayor and council members. The agenda was duly posted as required by state law 3 business days before the meeting date.
Thank you, Ms. Norma. Public comments, we have one public comment here by Melissa Gonzalez Rosas, and you may make your way to the stand, and it's in regards to, the entity is the Lower Rio Grande Valley DC, LRGV DC out of Westlaco, and it's a special recognition for being the first city to adopt such an ordinance. So you have the floor, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much. My name is Melissa Gonzalez Rosas, and I'm the Director for Community and Economic Development for the Council of Government. Thank you. Anyway, I'm very, very honored to be here tonight. The Council of Government passed an ordinance for tires, because you know everybody, we have a big tire issue. We passed our ordinance back in September of 25th. Our board actually adopted the regional tire ordinance on September 25th. Well, November 3rd, the city of Palmview was the first one to get it on their agenda. So I'm here to first compliment and thank the city of Palmview for being the first city in this region to adopt locally the tire ordinance. So I did mention this at our board meeting. I'm sorry, Michael and Mayor, I should have told y'all to go last month, but I promised them I would be here to give y'all special recognition because y'all are the first city in the RGV to adopt the tire ordinance. It's a big issue. We're all having a big issue, but it's a little something. We can't give you money, but I can give you a recognition, okay? Because everybody wants money for tires. I'm working on that, but I can give you recognition. So thank you so much, Mayor and Commissioners. Again, y'all lead by example. I will tell you, it's funny because I don't know if you noticed that y'all were the first city to pass it, but the city of Mission got it on Channel 5. So Mission put it out. As soon as Mission put out the article on Channel 5, I started getting phone calls. Well, I thought the city of Mission was the first one to pass it. No, y'all were. Wow. So at the board meeting, I did have to duly tell Mayor Nori, who's our board chair, congratulations, Mayor, for the city of Mission for coming in second. She smiled and said, at least my neighbor went first. Yeah. So congratulations.
So did KRGV hear that?
No, sorry.
The people
I
didn't
should
hear
have
that.
asked.
We need for you to say that live on the news. Thank you, ma'am.
I will do that again. But again, I just want to present with y'all a little certificate, and if I can get a picture with y'all, that would be fabulous.
Yes, of course.
Sure, yes. And for the record, Mr. Peña, Commissioner Peña showed up at 5:37 p.m.
And this is why I wanted to get that. That's not I should have called him. He's going to be on there. And Mayor, we do have, one of your staff sits on my solid waste advisory committee, Mr. Cesar Gutierrez. I'm sorry, I didn't tell.
No, but, yeah, we would have been there anyway.
Yeah.
Picking up solid waste.
Yes, he is. Sad. Okay. And I'm so excited to be on the first one. I am, we are picking up today. Uh-oh.
Sorry. The last time I let it out. Here we go. Perfect.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. All right, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. And we're here to support you on all your efforts, all right? Thank you.
A lot of firsts in this town, believe you me. So, and like I said, we've been picking up tires for many years, but this is awesome. It's I think we have a solid, a good board that always, you know, an administration that always looks out not only for, you know, safety of and quality of life, right, but health hazards as well, which they do become around this time of year when the rains come, you know. So thank you all for acknowledging us and for being exposing it as well in a good light. Thank you. Appreciate that. No more public comments? Okay, on to our proclamation, our first proclamation, National Child Abuse Prevention Month. And real quick, I'd like to just mention that Chris and I have known each other for the better part of at least 20 years, at least in education. We've worked together. She was working for FAR, was it PSJ AISD?
Along with
The children.
Texas Migrant
Migrant Council, and that's where we met, and that was a long time ago, and then many moons ago, and what a small world. We're still young at heart, and then it just turns out that she retired several years ago, and she got picked up actually by Buckner, which is right down the road here. And Buckner, many years ago, was Rio Grande Valley Children's Home. And that place, the people there are near and dear to my heart, I'm sure to most of us, right? And that's what this thing works or not. I think everybody can hear me. But I know that Mrs. Cuevas has always had a big heart for education and especially serving our minorities. Well, we're not minorities here in this part of the state, right? But underprivileged children. And I saw that the first time that I met her. And so, again, another first over here with Buckner and the children's and family services that are being brought not only to the city of Palmview, but surrounding areas. So I'll go ahead and begin with the proclamation. So I just gave a little preview, right, to the things that are to come and how Chris and I have both. I was an educator. I didn't talk about myself, so not about me, but what she's done and has continued to do. So thank you very much for your big heart and your endeavors. So proclamation in the state of Texas, the county of Hidalgo, and the city of Palmview, whereas the Buckner International Service has been established since, and correct me if I'm wrong, since 1879, and their mission has been to serve and provide services to vulnerable children and families in the Rio Grande Valley and local communities since 1971. And whereas Buckner Children and Family Services acknowledge that child abuse and neglect are the leading cause for children being removed from their families. And whereas the Department of Family and Protective Services created Child Abuse Prevention Awareness Month to bring awareness to child abuse prevention within their networks and to equip families with knowledge and resources to support child abuse prevention. And whereas each year in the month of April, it is used to highlight the importance of communities working together and to prevent child abuse and neglect while promoting the social and emotional well-being of children and families. And whereas the Pinwheel for Prevention campaign serves as a national symbol for representing the joyful and healthy childhood every child deserves, and encourages community members to take an active role in supporting child safety and family well-being. And whereas Buckner International is a ministry dedicated to the transformation and restoration of the lives of the children that they serve and the people they serve. Whereas Buckner International is a social service organizing in the Rio Grande Valley that employs individuals dedicated to deliver quality and transformative family strengthening services. Now, therefore, I, Ricardo Villarreal, Mayor of the City of Palmview, and on behalf of myself and our council, do hereby declare and proclaim the month of April 26th as National Child Abuse Prevention Month. Proclaim this 21st day of April at 5:45 p.m. Thank you. So we may have a round of applause. Chris, and if you may take the stand, you have some words. The floor is yours, ma'am.
First and foremost, thank you, Mayor. We do go back a long way and always have been supportive of children and families, no matter what your position is.
Amen.
So I truly value that in you as well. And in the city of Palmview for opening up their hearts and their arms to us. We came before you all last year and you loaned us the gym so that we could host a sports camp in conjunction with Texas A&M. So we're not new here to the city of Palmview. We serve the Rio Grande Valley from Hidalgo County, Brooks, Willacy, Cameron, and Kennedy counties here locally. But this month, we are especially touched because so many of the children that come to our services and search for our services are victims of child abuse and neglect. And we'd rather serve them preemptively through our programming so that they don't enter the child welfare system. We do serve children through our foster care and adoption program, but the majority of our programming is preventative solutions for families and children. So thank you so much for recognizing April as Child Abuse Awareness Month. It is important for us. We will host our annual Pinwheels for Prevention event on Saturday, August 25th at 5 p.m. right here on our campus. And thank you, Mayor, for agreeing to go and doing our invocation that evening and welcoming our community to our
Very
campus.
informative and a lot of activities. So
Yes,
families are welcome to attend. It'll be this Saturday on the 25th.
Saturday.
And yeah, I encourage everybody to
Yes.
be there. If you have kids and you have a wonderful whole family, they're welcome to be there. There's
Yes.
a lot of fun activities and games and prizes and information for the parents as well as for the kids.
And a meal.
Oh, yes.
Salvation Army has generously sponsored the meal for Saturday's event. Many of the families that we serve are low-income families, and so a free meal is important to a lot of the families that we serve. So we could not do that without Salvation Army
Awesome.
of Hidalgo County.
Thank you for
So
your
they will be here.
resourcefulness.
Yes,
Very
and there'll be about
resourceful.
20 other organizations here as well on campus, all having different games and activities and items for the children so that they can win and take prizes and just, promote the awareness of family unity, family preservation, and avoiding child abuse and neglect.
Yes,
So thank you
amen.
so much for your support
Thank you.
and the proclamation, and definitely I need a picture.
Yes, you're going to get that picture. Thank you. Yes, welcome. Again, April 25th here at Buckner on right just south of Palmview High School.
3780 North Benson Palm.
3780 North Benson Paul. Item number 7, under acknowledgements and recognitions, 7.1 National Telecommunicators Week, April 13th through the 19th. And if I may have, who's our, go ahead, you have the floor. You want to speak, Chief, or you want to have our dispatch?
You can come right up and stand with me at least. She's a little shy. But just for the sake of time, Telecommunications Week, we always value our dispatchers. They are the first voice and the first point of contact when people need help. So they hear a lot, they go through a lot as well. So we value them greatly, and we always try to get them a little something. So not only us, but the 911 Council always comes out every year as well and gives them some very nice gifts for their hard work and dedication. So Lupita's here is one of our more tenured dispatchers, and she helps us out a lot also with a lot of administrative duties within the dispatch center. So she was the only one I can pull right now because they're either in training, they're off, or we have one back there, so she's got to run back and help her out. So I thank her and the rest of our dispatchers that we have for all the hard work that they do.
Thank you. Back one more time. Under items number 7 is 7.2 Admin Professionals Day as well, which is on April 22nd. So our admin, who's going to take the microphone on that one? Mr. Leo? There you go.
Mayor, council members, administrative professionals, they can't say enough about the assistance that we get from the team, really at every level, but administrative professionals, special day celebrating tomorrow. On the MDD side, the president, SP Ochoa asked us to get some flowers for staff as well, and we're going to be doing something special for staff tomorrow. A lot of them aren't here today. They're usually, they're more 8 to 5, holding the line, so to speak, the front line, dealing with the public on a daily basis. They get the tough calls, the good and the bad, of course, and they handle it very, very well. So we want to thank them. We have directors, so we'll ask the directors to please share that with your staff as well. We have Ms. Norma Rodriguez here on behalf of Net Villarreal, who kind of fits the bill as an administrative professional. She does a lot of top-level work, executive work, and we thank you for everything that you do as well. But on behalf of staff, we'd like to say thank you to the council for acknowledging this special occasion, and thank you to the staff for the work that they put in on behalf of the city. So thank you, everybody.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you. Want to get our staff up here and take a picture?
Staff to join us
Get our,
first.
yeah, get the ones that are present, and then we can move forward.
Ms. Norma, you don't mind?
Is there a flag?
He already left.
All right, so on to public hearing, item 8.1. So first of all, if I may have a motion to.
So moved
Thank
to
you.
open public hearing.
Thank you. Have a motion and a second. At 5:55, we are in open public hearing, and I'll go ahead and read the first item. Item 8.1, consideration regarding a proposed ordinance amending Chapter 154 Flood Hazard Preservation, 155 subdivisions, and 156 zoning and land use of the City of Palmview Code Ordinances, staffed by Mr. Joseph. Go ahead, sir.
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, Commissioners. I'm Joseph Izaguirre, your all's building official. I'm stepping in for Rudy today, who's a little bit under the weather, but anyway, so the background on this one is the ordinance amends the City of Palmview's floodplain management, subdivision, and zoning regulations to strengthen development standards in flood-prone areas, ensures consistency with FEMA flood maps, and align with resiliency requirements under the Texas General Land Office Resilient Communities Program. It establishes clearer permitting and review procedures, authorizes fees for floodplain development permits, enhances construction and safety requirements, and tightens criteria for variances. The ordinance also requires subdivision plats to comply with flood hazard regulations and integrates those standards into the plat review process. Additionally, it modernizes the zoning code by replacing individual district use lists with a consolidated land use chart, and will, with the goal of protecting public health, safety, and property while supporting coordinated, resilient growth. This was voted for approval by our Planning and Zoning Board at our last meeting, and staff also recommends approval.
All right, good. Okay, any questions?
How much more, I guess, detailed or complicated will this be for applicants wanting to build or invest in property or subdivisions?
It's actually going to, I guess, clarify these steps for them.
Okay.
Right? We do actually have Ryan, I believe, from Friesen Nichols, the company that assisted us with this process, through this process. If you want to ask him any specific questions, he can kind of elaborate on that.
And I'm all for safety, and I'm all
Here's-
for, improving
Absolutely.
our ordinances. I just wanted to know.
Good, yeah, same question. Mine is, how similar is it to last year's or the previous year's?
Yeah.
Well,
Is it-
if you remember, we had a meeting for you guys, PMDD, Planning and Zoning, and our Zoning Board of Adjustments, where Ryan actually came down and presented
Correct.
our
That's right,
unified,
yes.
or not our unified, but our comprehensive plan. So basically, these are just items that have to be updated for the comprehensive plan to take effect.
Got it.
And this is like when, it has to be in line with the state, our Fed.
Correct.
So we're not doing anything, it's just being in line. So any changes are in line with state and federal.
Correct.
Because we get state and federal
We
money.
were like outdated, and this is updating us.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, no, and basically, I can see what Miss Alejandra, Commissioner Flores,
Yeah,
because we get the calls, and then, hey, guys, bend, don't, we don't wanna choke the city, we don't wanna, and we're not, but, sometimes they feel citizens that wanna come to the city, or not citizens, people that wanna come in the city or build in the city, sometimes they'll ask help with this, help with that, and we're still a small, I like to say, we're still somewhat of a small town, where we know most of the people. And, we'll call you, and we'll make, if they don't call you first, they call us sometimes. And we don't want to be micromanaging as well, but just help them, help ease, and this is going to be a good thing to help ease and be more fluid and transparent and efficient. And that's what we're hoping this
An action item?
process does.
Or
Not
just a
yet,
hearing?
yeah, it is. Any other questions?
This is part of a grant we got from the state, the Texas General Land Office, a little over 200,000. It's a planning grant, and Friesen Nichols are the engineers that were engaged to assist us in the planning. This is part of the both these items. Yeah, and there'll be an action item later in the agenda, in the meeting.
Correct, okay, and then next, if there aren't any other good questions, I have the same question. Item 8.2, consideration regarding proposed ordinance adopting the comprehensive plan for the city of Palmview, Texas pursuant Chapter 213, the Texas Local Government Code, incorporating community resiliency strategies developed in alignment with Texas General Land Office Resilient Communities Program, staffed by Mr. Joseph.
Sir, this again is the second phase of the previous item. This ordinance formally adopts the City of Palmview Comprehensive Plan as the official long-range planning document for the city in accordance with Chapter 213 of the Texas Local Government Code. The plan was developed through an extensive public process and establishes a policy framework to guide future land use, infrastructure investments, transportation, housing, economic development, and public facilities. It also incorporates resiliency strategies aligned with the Texas General Land Office Resilient Communities Program, focusing on flood risk reduction, hazard mitigation, and sustainable growth. The ordinance confirms that the plan will be used to guide decision-making within the city and its extraterritorial jurisdiction, ensures public accessibility, and sets the ordinance to take effect following adoption. This also was voted and recommended for approval by our Planning and Zoning Board at our last meeting, and staff also recommends approval.
Yeah, okay, so part of this money, I'm thinking, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is to help that plan
Yes,
improve, right? That's what we talked about over there.
correct.
Because it was all good, but then, okay, where's the money gonna come from? Right, who's gonna pay? And so by allowing this to happen, right, and approving this, by approving this, this will allow.
Yeah,
the
we
planning to-
spent no money, like Mr. Leo elaborated on earlier. It was all through grants for planning. So this is just a plan that we have established that we need to adopt so that we can move our city forward, baby steps.
Got it. Yeah, we want to thank all the individuals involved in making this happen for our town. And again, improving safety, improving floods, improving just quality of life here. To make, we know that all this water sheds down toward the Laguna Madre area. So I know that they're working hard. Precinct 3 is doing their thing. All the precincts are doing their thing. And we're just going to continue to do our thing too, to fix these areas that we annexed that didn't have proper flooding, and the areas that we have already as well that need improvement. So thank you all. And make the people over there at Friesen Nichols, make sure that you give us the best bang for the buck, and for our community. And in return, this will be another feather in your cap, one of your many feathers. Yeah, you gave a little thumbs up. All right, good.
And I would note that having these plans in place puts us in better positions to get future funding because we have that foundation, with having these comprehensive plans in place.
Got it. All right, so any other input, any other information, Commission? All right, at 6:02, I end the public hearing. And on to item 9, consent agenda.
I so move to approve items 9-1, 9-2, 9-3 for consent agenda.
All right, do I have a second? Okay, Ms. Flores seconds, and just for the record, 9-1 is approval of minutes from prior meetings. 9-2 is approval of the resolution 2026-13R for border grant funding, and 9-3 is approval of purchase for a 2026 Defender Max XT Cab heavy rescue equipment in association with Border Zone Fire Grant. So it's all grant related, so thank you all for hustling out there, and no more grant money being used and applied to the city. So we had a motion, a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item under new business, item 10.1, discussion and possible action to approve and issue invitation for bids for Palmview 25-147-002-F335 on Goodwin Road improvements. Staff by Mr. Leo.
Mayor, good news on this one. We're ready to go out for bids and publish proper notices for the paving and the improvements to East Goodwin from north of 495 Veterans to up to 2 Mile Line. This grant was awarded by the GLO with some additional funding that opened up for other people that other cities didn't utilize all their grant funds, so we jumped on it really quickly. It's moving very fast, as you can see, faster than some of the other ones that we have in the pipeline. This is a fully funded grant with a 10% match from the city. We'll be advertising for the next 2 weeks. The whole process will take about 30 days. We expect a potential award of about May 19th, which is a little less than a month from now. Now, this is handled a little bit different. As per GLO policy, we have to be in accordance with state and federal guidelines. So the bids will go out. It's through a sealed bid procedure, and we have to go with the lowest bid. We won't have a ranking system, we won't have scores, it's the lowest qualified bid. So as long as that lowest bid meets all the qualifications and they're deemed qualified, then we have to go with that bid. If it's deemed unqualified, they don't meet the criteria, the engineer will make a recommendation, and we'll go with the second lowest bid. But of course, that will be at a future meeting, so we don't have to worry about that part of the process. Again, it automatically goes to the lowest qualified bid. So with your approval, we'll go ahead and start the process.
So moved.
I'll second.
Have a motion, a second. The only question is, we're gonna get awarded in May, which will be in a month, May 19th.
That's all of Goodwin?
Most of it is
East
just a
Goodwin.
little, after the canal, when you go north, you jump the canal a little
2 Mile.
bit, and then it starts about right there, all the way to 2 Mile Line.
To Expressway, to, 2 miles to
East Goodwin, you're
Expressway.
talking about East Goodwin?
East Goodwin,
Yes.
yes, East
Okay, because
Goodwin.
it says Goodwin.
Yeah, but we
sorry.
I corrected, he
East Goodwin.
corrected, he
East
said it,
Okay.
East Goodwin.
And I was
then
wondering, I
wrote
said,
it-
well,
Goodwin.
Goodwin
Correct.
Road, that would
another
be
road.
better. That's later.
That's a state highway.
That's, yeah, 492,
Wouldn't have
492
gotten
is
it
the state
right.
We'll
highway.
push them to improve theirs.
And almost to the expressway, it's north of 495, just a little bit.
Yes.
And that's bid for construction?
Say again?
Bids for construction?
Right, for reconstruction, for overlay, and then some improvements, some drainage improvements along the way as well. We do have some alternates, so we're gonna be asking for a regrading of all the ditches and some other things. I don't know if there's any sidewalks included with that or not, but no, not on this one. But mainly road improvements and, you know, roads that were impacted by floods in the past.
Okay.
495, yes, 495.
And we've already secured the funding for that.
Yes, we have the
Okay.
grant.
And we said, when will it go out for bids? We don't have that information yet?
We're gonna be putting the newspaper this Friday, and then again the following Friday, so for the next 2 weeks, and then it opens up, and I think the bid date closes is May.
They're waiting
May
for us.
8th. Or, I'm sorry, yeah, May 8th with the bid opening, May 15th.
You got it, all right. Any other questions? All right, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Item 10.1, 10.2, discussion and possible action to issue a purchase order to KI and CO Inside Evolutions for the okay, so I'm kind of, this is a little, okay, so, a purchase order to KI and CO Inside Evolutions, right? I'm reading that correctly?
Correct, Kara.
All right, for purchase of furniture for the, okay, for the new fire station, EOC training facility in the amount of $121,220 with 96 cents and $11,825.94.
Mayor, we do have an item on the screen as well, but the architect, Charlie Garcia, who's not here yet, is he here? Okay, as well as the fire chief, they've been meeting on this item for a while now, with different vendors, and I think they've been working with KI, or Inside Evolutions, a by-board approved, or I'm sorry, a TIPS approved vendor. So they've gone through all the plans and met with the furniture and reviewed, and these are the recommendations that they're bringing before us. The original proposed budget from the architect estimated for furniture, fixture, and equipment of about $650,000. This is about $133,000, but there's still some additional expenses that we expect in the future. We're still pending equipment, appliances, and other related items. Again, this is through the TIPS Co-op, the Interlocal Purchasing System, contract number 0T002-7358. I believe we have Hilda Perez here as well on behalf of the vendor. But Chief, I don't know if you want to walk us through some of the things that we're looking at, how you guys came to this, and then if you don't mind, mention the additional funding that we're going to be getting for the recliners as well.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. So, myself, the architect, and Ms. Hilda, we've been going back and forth since probably about September, more or less, right? And to kind of fine tune everything that is going to be required for the new facility. So the first dollar amount I mentioned is for the actual, like, for example, like the bunk beds, you know, the dorm stuff, the office equipment, stuff of that nature. The second one, the 11,000, this is kind of how, I guess, more or less how it would look. That's kind of like a 3D view, more or less.
Desks and chairs.
Correct, like
tables.
filing cabinets, that kind of stuff.
Is it those metal kind of desks?
Correct.
Metal?
Yeah, so that's essentially, so each office, I guess it's like a carbon copy of the office per se. And like the training rooms, that's kind of like a carbon copy. But like that's more or less a standard office, how all the offices would look. The other one, the 11,000 and some money there, that's for the day room area. Can you go to the day room? It might not have in the day room, but just to kind of have a visual. So this area right here, this is the day room, right? So in one of the, in the final revision of the final plan, the separator, we took that separator out. It saved us somewhere about 75,000, something like that, give or take. We took that out there, right? And now it's all open area. So since it's built for the 10 personnel, well, the 9 personnel, I should say, there's gonna be, the recliners in there, right, for them to watch TV during their downtime, right?
Right.
So, I got with Mr. Leo, so every year, the track gives us a certain dollar amount every year, you know, for kind of a reimbursement back for fuel and that kind of stuff, right? And it's roughly about, in the area, about 8,000 to 9,000, more or less, give or take. So, we were gonna put that money towards the purchase for the recliners, right? So that way, it saves us that money, and we only have to put in actual, like 3,000 to 4,000 from our funds. So that's the proposal, that's out there before you today, so we can secure the pricing, because as you know, everything is going up, right? And ever since we started, back from September to now, it's increased slowly, and it's gonna go up again. So we kinda want us to secure the pricing. I'm sorry?
Nothing's getting cheaper.
No, unfortunately, no, yeah.
This allows us to issue the PO. We're not gonna take possession of the equipment yet. We'll work out that timing with
I guess,
KI and the vendor later.
Ms.
But
Hilda, you want to-
again, this is a PO to hold and to secure the pricing.
I'm gonna go ahead and pass the microphone to Ms. Hilda, so she can go ahead and pretty much explain to y'all what she explained to us.
Good evening. Thank you for letting me to attend this. My name is Hilda Perez Garcia. I'm out of Corpus Christi. We have used this furniture before at other fire stations. We were doing the city of FAR. They put that on hold. It was the exact same furniture. Just so you know, this furniture has a lifetime warranty. It is metal. It's not like the others that have 15 years on this part, 5 years on that part. It's a lifetime warranty. It will be still here while we're all gone. That will still be standing. I always tell people it's gonna ugly out before it wears out.
Who's that, what is it, the distributor
So
or the
it's
manufacturer?
It's Kruger International, known as KI, all made in the United States. It's made in Green Bay. And they still have the assembly lines. It's all made. They have the people that are still working on it. It's an amazing system. So it's metal. If you ever want to see any of the desks, we have them at South Texas College. We have them at Texas Southmost. And there's a few pieces at UTRGV, and like I said, they've been there for years. They'll ugly out, so and it's a lifetime warranty. The desks are metal. We can do the metal in pretty much any color. You know, we can do a Pantone if we need to match any kind of color.
What about the tops?
The tops are a laminate,
A
plastic, a high density plastic laminate, so they won't scratch.
They won't dent or rust the metal?
So they're
Not
solid wood
Not
with
unless you're in
laminate?
Corpus Christi, no. No, it shouldn't.
I just, from my experience,
No,
working
no,
at
they
the school
shouldn't dent.
district,
No, they
a lot
shouldn't
of the
dent and they
metal-
shouldn't rust. And
the
like I said,
metal
we have a lifetime
cabinets-
warranty.
The metal
Yes.
cabinets or the metal desks? which-
Yes.
That's why I asked, I'm like, oh, metal.
Well, yeah.
Why, what's your?
But if it's warranty covered, I guess.
Well,
And we
Seen
do
issues in
have
metal?
some that are wood, but I just felt because of the use, we have the men, we have the firefighters, just to make sure that, because this is pretty sturdy. Exactly, as opposed to doing some wood, but.
Yeah.
well, I so move to approve of the furniture, but I disapprove that they're made in Green Bay. They should be made in Dallas. I don't like.
There's
the
a
fact-
new
don't like
plant
the
coming,
Packers.
there's a new plant coming to Dallas, sir. Okay, so we have a motion.
I'll second.
Second, what other materials or supplies, what else is, this is part of it, excuse me if I may? This is part of what we're gonna purchase, right? It's to secure
The fun-
secure
It's
and
just
get the price.
to lock in,
Okay.
yes. We've had very few tariffs, I'll be honest with you, because it's made in the US,
Made in the
made in the
USA.
USA. So the tariffs have been minimal, but this will lock the pricing, and then they'll hold it until the facility is ready.
Okay.
What type
for
of
no
lead time
charge.
does this have?
This has about 6 to 10 weeks lead time,
Okay.
but we'll hold it, just to lock in the purchase order.
And this will furnish the complete station? at least furnished. I know
Right.
there's appliances and
Right,
other things, but
Right.
furniture, this will cover.
Right, and then there's a few other, like the recliners. that are-
Yeah, that's gonna be a
yeah,
separate.
that are Dream seats that normally do all the
Are
firehouses.
those metal too?
They have the custom logo and stuff. They do
And-
firehouses
That's awesome.
everywhere in the
That's
United
really
States.
nice.
Yeah.
It-
Is this a turnkey? Does it include freight,
Police
delivery,
officer.
It
installation?
includes turnkey, it's everything, and you'll have a local installer also
They're not
that
gonna
works
come
in the
in, they're
valley
gonna
to
come in
install.
boxes.
And so the contract will be with you guys for the turnkey of the
It'll be with Kruger
furnish and
International,
install?
yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
No, yeah. Okay, so we had a motion, a second.
I guess to just answer the question that the Commissioner Flores had, in the event that there is rust, it is warranted, they do swap it out.
Yes,
Okay, perfect.
absolutely.
Perfect. All right, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. On to, thank you, appreciate you, good luck,
Thank
and
you.
we'll see you, we'll be seeing you,
Have a safe
working
trip
with
back
you.
home.
Yes. Item 10.3, discussion and possible action approving an amendment for a contract extension to the agreement with RGV Renovations LLC for construction management services. Staffed by Mr. Liu.
Mayor, given that we're going to be making or considering making modifications to the contract, if you want to discuss that with legal and executive session, we can do that.
Okay, we'll go ahead and take item 10.3 to executive. 10.4, discussion possible action to the approval of pay app number 2 for Kimber 1985 LLC for the construction of the new fire station facility.
For Mayor, for that, we're going to call in the design team with Josh and Charlie, if you can join us. But basically, the council approved the creation of a committee. The committee consists of 2 council members and staff and the design team and Josh, our project manager. So we meet with the contractor. If they have quick change requests, smaller amounts, we have a threshold, a limit of about 2% of the construction costs or 1%. So we meet periodically as needed. We've had a few meetings. The committee makes an approval and they give a change directive to the contractor so he can move quickly because we don't want to hold and have to wait for a meeting. So once those are done, at the end of the month, the committee agreed that we'll submit one change order to the council for formal approval of what the committee has already approved. We don't want to bring, multiple change orders every single time, so we group them together. We're going to be bringing about one a month. This is the first of those change orders, so if you gentlemen could just kind of expand, what does this change order consist of? What did the committee approve, and what are the numbers on that one? No, the change order, which should be prior CDCs that were already approved, I believe.
10.5, right?
10.4.
4, discussion and
Oh, I
possible action
apologize.
approval of pay app.
Did we do the change order or the pay app?
We
We're on
went from,
10.4.
Oh, I'm sorry, I
10
was speaking to the change order.
okay, we're on 10.4 then.
You're on 10-4, right?
10.4, and then we'll jump into
All right.
10.5.
for the-
Okay,
All right, so
I'll
for
read-
now-
I'll read 10.4, discussion and possible action to approve pay app number 2 for Kimber 1985 LLC for the construction of a new fire station facility.
Yeah, gentlemen, if you can speak to that pay app?
Go ahead, Josh.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, Mr. Leo, and city staff. My name is Josh Surbarano with RGB Renovations, acting as your construction manager for the project. Referencing the payout number 2 for Kimber, it's for work performed last month in March. It's the second payment application. They did a really good job billing for work in place and materials delivered. So it was basically the work for the foundation, steel delivered, CMU delivered, site utilities for the work that was performed and materials delivered, along with some miscellaneous change orders that were completed as well. So we reviewed this at the very beginning, and I think if we had very few comments that were addressed immediately, so we didn't see any issue to hold payment.
Okay, so basically, in a nutshell, this was pre-construction?
No, it's for work performed during the month of March.
I saw some of the pre-construction also, and what was it, the trenching, right? Trenches were being made?
Yes, for the
What else?
storm line. Yeah, it's for the storm line as well. Yes.
Okay, I saw that too as well. Are y'all done with that? I don't think completely done, right?
No, there's some work on the east side of the building where we're pending being able to pour the slab on grade, so we don't have any issues with the concrete truck going around the building. And then that work is the one that's also being performed inside of Marla Park, so there's a little bit of coordination needing to be done there, and as well as there's some coordination with the school that we've been in communication with Mr. Leo and Eden, and we'll have to coordinate with the school and the superintendent and their attorneys to be able to do the work on their property, but we're hoping to be able to do that during the summer months when there's no school.
Josh, you are our eyes and ears out there. you know, for the most part, aside from us being out there, and we trust, we trust, and we're putting all our faith in. This is one of our biggest projects, if not the biggest project ever in this city. So just continue working with your contractor and architect, and of course the committee that's involved, and anybody else that's involved, and try to, for lack of a better, minimize change orders. I know that I worked for 2 years, you know, under some construction, and I know that change orders do come around, but just try to work with what we have as best as we can, and, you know, hold the line, and I'll say it in public, you know, you hold the line as best as you can for the betterment of the project, first of all, of course, and then the city, of course, is over the project. So just, you're our eyes and ears, and, you know, work as best as you can with all the entities, so that we can make it a success.
It's a team effort with the city, along with Charlie and his team, and along with Josh and his team. It's been a good experience. Josh with Kimber has been very helpful in providing all the supporting documentation, not just with the payment applications, but any kind of change order request and anything that's being requested. He is very responsive, very quickly. So it's been a pleasure working with Kimber as well. Yeah.
Good to hear.
Yeah.
So just to be clear, everything that was supposed to be done in March was done effectively. Everything was smooth,
Yes, I'll go ahead and.
which is what I gathered from Josh's
Yeah, just to
feedback.
add to that, I confirm everything that Josh said. I'm the one certifying the pay apps. Pay app number 2 will be, it's, you know, they're charging up to 13% of this project. I believe they're a little bit, you know, more than that, as far as the progress in the field, but, yeah, 13% I think is sufficient. All
What's
the
the
items they're
percent?
charging for.
13.
13%?
About 13% is what they're listing on.
Got 87 to go.
And what's the 13 gonna cover,
Okay.
more or less?
It covers some of their front end, let's see, what they're charging this period. Some of their general conditions, they haven't completed the general conditions on this pay app. And by the way, we've got pay app number 3 already that we're evaluating on that, so that's gonna kick it up a little bit more. A lot of the in-ground, underground stuff
Yeah.
coming out of the.
Trenching,
coming out of
the
ground,
plumbing,
A lot of
the
the
deck-
trenching, getting the preparations for the foundation, underground electrical, underground plumbing, is pretty much what it covers.
See.
Some of,
Yeah.
like I said, some of the general conditions for that period of month for the fencing and their office and all that, but.
I motion to approve.
Second?
Motion, a second. Thank you. Any other input? Just on those, like we talked, just, you know, Josh, you're our eyes and ears out there, and Charlie's the one carrying the big stick with the seal. So, and then, of course, Josh over there at Kimber's the one laying down the bricks. We're not doing this with straws or sticks. So it's with brick, and we hope that and pray that this project will be, you know, will be around a lot longer than we are. And this will be all a reflection of yourselves, because y'all are the ones doing this work, not us. We're just approving. And we're not experts at this, but we, you know, we put our trust in you and in your work. And we pray and hope that this work will be top of the line. And it'll be, other cities can come over here and see what Kimber's done, you know, and if they want to Brownsville or McAllen or Rio Grande, we can be a model, and that's what we want to do. So I'll take a vote on that. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Mayor, and I
Thank
would
you.
note
Good
that
luck.
as with all payouts, we keep 5% retainage until the end of the project.
Thought it was 10.
Okay?
Or 10 at the end, right?
It's 5%.
5%.
5? Okay,
That's what was negotiated in the contract.
okay, that was what,
We
okay,
started at
that's fine.
10 and dropped it to 5.
That's fine. When did that happen?
Early.
Within the,
Yeah, I think it was in the previous meeting.
all right, so 5%, that's okay, we're good. We're kind of keeping everybody in check.
It's
Good.
good to hear that y'all are all working so well together. It's relieving. And it's exciting to see something new, because I live down that street. I have to pass that street every day.
Me too.
So every time there's something new, a new truck, more materials, I'm just like, yes. So it's exciting, and yeah, thank you for everything, for working well together.
Yeah, yes, definitely. Item 10.5, discussion and possible action to approve a change order number 1 for Kimber 1985 for the construction of the new fire station facility.
So that's what I was speaking to earlier, so.
All right.
Charlie, did you guys?
Sure.
Change order, Change order number 1 is for the previously approved CCDs, construction change directives, that I believe we reviewed with the construction committee. And it included the reduction of the millwork and the fire alarm package that we're going to add back on. Basically, we took out the alternates and we're going to add it back to his contract. Along
So
with
fires, I'll take it, I'm sorry, fire's gonna get added back?
the fire alarm system.
Fire alarms and millwork
Is going to be added back, yes,
added back?
yes.
And we took it out because we were gonna look for an opportunity for savings. We found a local vendor, Kimber's, doing the favor of working with him under his contract.
Oh, okay, so that's how it's
Still
gonna
gonna be a
work.
charge back, but still, the net's gonna be
The
savings.
savings.
Yeah, we're gonna
All
save
right,
money.
because we talked about millwork and fire, so that's why, all right.
So moved to approve.
Along
Got a
with-
motion, a second?
I'll second.
Second.
I'll mention the amount. It's a credit back to the,
That's why he's motioning to approve. Good, so it's a credit back, and it might sound like a change order.
We
that
talked
was-
about it.
That it's gonna,
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna add more stuff, but we're not adding, actually, the plan is still going in full motion with the millwork and the fire alarms, but it's gonna fall under Mr. Josh, our Kimber 1987.
so there's a net credit of 128,000.
So for the record, a net credit, thank you, there we go with our savings of 128,000. All right, so, that one we're good with.
Now we just spend it.
All right, so
Well, now we're under.
motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item, 10.6, discussion and possible action to approve AIA construction change directives for the new fire station project.
Mayor, on this one, we do need some direction from the council, your input, your thoughts, and an actual vote if you decide to move forward. These items we're not able to take to the committee because of the dollar amounts. Remember I said that the committee has a threshold. These are higher priced dollar amounts, and the team's gonna walk us through these as well.
Okay, so, yeah, there's 4 items on this change order. I'll just give you the total so you can know what the total is. Total add back into the contract of $460,083. So, there's 4 CPRs that equal to that cost. One of them is putting the millwork back, right? Putting the millwork back, let's see, where do we got that? That is gonna be CPR number 10, the second line item, for a cost of $120,725. So, the credit before was $179,000, minus some of the other charges that were approved by the subcommittee. And so this millwork is now coming in at 120 from 179. So you were able to realize 50, whoever did the math. Yeah, little savings in there. So we're putting it back into the contract. Item number 1, CPR number 1 was an add cost for electrical revisions related to the antenna and AEP costs and other small miscellaneous costs in the amount of $99,067. So these were negotiated extensively, I think, and discussed extensively, both with Josh and AEP, going back and forth. And so I think we got to a good spot here with this cost on that. Same thing with the antenna guys, and.
So it was just those two, the mill and electrical?
2 more.
Oh, okay, there's
On this one, the millwork, we know we were gonna have to add it back, right? So this is the second item, the electrical. So these were things that were not on the original scope of work, or things that might have changed, that had a cost impact.
Correct, and because I will say this was, all these items pretty much were loosely incorporated into the soft costs portion of the cost estimate and budget that we had presented
Like the breakdown.
early on. So, but I think we're hitting within those numbers, so in the expected overall soft cost.
in the range.
Yeah, in the range. Item number 3, is there any more questions on those 2 items?
No, go ahead.
Item number 3, CPR 11, add cost for the incorporation of the scope of work for the owner's vendors and contractor coordination for the fire alarm system, the access control system, the CCTV system, and the Phoenix 2 system, in the amount of $131,882.98. These are systems that are usually provided by the owners. The infrastructure part of these costs were in the original bid documents, but I don't know if this is part of like the FF&E, furniture, fixtures, equipment, and some of the owners, vendors, and so forth. I mean, that's why that number was so big in the budget cost estimate. So this captures some of those numbers as well, and coordination. Any specific questions on this?
No.
Okay. The last item, number 4, CPR 12R1, add cost for the upgrade in the metal panel roof system in the amount of $108,408.85. This is a quality line item. In our specs, in our drawings, I think we had dialed it down too much to try and get a comfortable number on the budget items. And I believe this was a recommendation, I don't know really where it's coming from, but I think it's coming from the subcontractor. And Tadco, I believe, is the one that kind of brought this up, if I'm not.
I believe the way it was designed, the screws, they could present a challenge where there was gonna be no warranty, is that right? And whereas this is with
Well,
this,
I have a little issue with that claim.
Okay.
Because, we just, the warrant, what we had spec'd on the drawings, that did have a 20-year warranty, right? And
20?
it's a 20-year warranty, but it had more maintenance, right? Had more maintenance that you were gonna have to do with the
The
roof.
previous,
Right.
this one's
right.
gonna have less maintenance?
Now you're gonna have less maintenance. Now you're gonna have.
But with no
you're-
warranty.
No, with a
No, with
warranty.
warranty.
The warranty doesn't get affected, but I know there was some verbiage in
yeah,
there by
somebody
the.
said that the first item that we were looking at would have no warranty, and we're like, oh shoot, we need something with warranty.
I
Josh, what do you think, Josh?
I mean,
I think Charlie's right. What's currently on the drawings, you get a 1-year workmanship warranty. It's exposed fastener than overtopping square or roof. And so what Charlie recommended, had to recommend, could upgrade to a 20-year warranty. It's stainless steel metal roof system, then you should have an issue.
It's gonna be metal?
Yeah, no, it still had a 20-year warranty, materials.
They have a finish warranty on it,
Yeah.
but they don't have a
Right.
water tightness warranty. So we
Right.
can provide a finish warranty on any metal panel out there, but
We-
we can't provide a water tightness
Right.
warranty with the system that's currently on the documents. So the recommendation is for everybody, let's go ahead and upgrade and get that.
But, I mean, just for the record, we recommend it as well. I recommend to have zero maintenance. I know the city has had some other issues with the roof products in some of these buildings and so forth. And the maintenance needs to really be kept up with the product that we had originally designed, but we were trying to fit a budget at that point. And this one here, we recommend it. I think it's a good upgrade.
And this 460, is this within our budget? And you were just like listing things that are being added back? Because we did save on some other spots, or?
I want to say
Or is that gonna put
we're
us
going to be
over?
pretty close to
Okay.
like a wash. We
Oh,
have,
okay.
we're saving in a lot of areas, and we are adding quality back in some areas.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
all that, so
by all means, that's-
I don't think it's going to be a super
Okay.
cost. I think it'll be real close overall at the end of the project. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the quality, I think,
Yeah.
pays for itself, so.
Sure.
I'll second.
All right, any other questions? All right, just keep BRIs in ears, and all of you, all of you guys, you work together and try to find the best solutions, and especially fiscally as well too, because they're challenges for the betterment of our, of us, our budget and the project. Yes, sir.
The only thing I will make mention, and this is to the credit, I think, of the contractor, we're not asking for any days on this one, it's just amounts, right? Just amounts, so we're still
Amount,
trying to
no
keep
days.
this, no days yet on this project. So we're still, good on days. I think it's a credit to the contractor, he's able to work with his subs and still maintain the schedule on these, because these are,
Great.
sometimes there's a lot of days that are asked for these change orders and so forth, but I just wanted to mention that as well. So we fully recommend this one here, and
Awesome.
that's all the line items so far.
Thank you.
All right, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. On to item, correct me if I'm wrong, 10.7. Right, because that was AIA construction change directives.
Well, hold on, Mayor, if you don't mind,
We had one other item, I don't know if we want to discuss it, CCD number 3, which we're going to take before the subcommittee. Those amounts are within the subcommittee amount, but we can mention them here if you want. It's going to be 2 CPRs. One is some AWASUD coordination items, and that'll be, we haven't presented
Is
it
that
yet.
10.7?
That's the next item.
Yeah.
Okay,
is
so
it?
I got
The
10.7,
basement there, is that the one you're talking about?
What we'll do is
No,
we'll,
no, it's not done.
yeah, we'll talk about them at the committee level.
Yeah, at the committee level.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in the amount of $3,000 and the amount of $4,000.
Josh, we'll set up a meeting.
Yeah,
We'll do it quickly.
It'll be in the next subcommittee meeting.
We'll do it quickly.
Okay, so item 10.7, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Discussion and possible action to grant Agua Sud Special Utility District a utility and access easement.
Yes,
Staff
Mayor.
item.
As with any property, when you develop it, you're gonna put water lines, wastewater lines, so Agua Sud is gonna have to have an easement to maintain those lines, so I think the team has been working with them. Josh, do you have any additional background that you can share on the easement? Agua's already reviewed it and submitted it to us, so now it's for us. If you approve it, we'll file it in the records, and that just gives them access to our property, so to speak.
All right.
But Josh, you have the.
Where's it at?
Yeah, on the.
Right, where the project is gonna be?
Monday?
Is that where is this for the where the project is happening?
Yes, for the same property.
Okay.
You have the layout, let me see.
Thought I had it with me, apologize.
Might have this exhibit.
This is revising the easement location for Agua Sud. Before it took Marla Drive, and there was no need to take Marla Drive, so now what we're doing is, the easement's gonna be located along FM 492 on the west side of the property, on the east side of the property, and then along the south side of the property, which divides the two 10-acre lots. So before, there was an easement of Marla Street, which is not needed, so it was removed.
So moved to.
Have a motion, a second? Got a second? So it's gonna go from the north side to the south side.
Top 492, right? Or Goodwin?
On 492 Goodwin is one, and then the other one's on the opposite side, Josh, is that right?
Yeah, right next to the residential houses.
Okay, motion, a second, it's just gonna go from north to south. Budget-wise, how is that gonna,
We have, it's not gonna be, as far as a fee for
No
this.
change
it's-
orders?
Yeah,
No
no, as
change
far as,
orders?
no.
All right, we
have
don't
some
need change
crossing
orders.
fees that we're gonna have to pay for all that probably.
Okay. All right, and we talked to Awa already, Awa's good. They're requesting it, they're needing this?
Yes.
All right, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 10. Item 10.8, discussion possible action to accept the proposal for Lone Star Technologies for information technology-related services for the new fire station building, certified or non-certified props and equipment not to exceed $47,917.
Mayor, on this one, this is one of the items that that was originally in the scope, I think, was as part of the contractor scope, so we took it out and we were able to, again, we're pricing it locally. Mario Flores is actually Lone Star Technologies, the guy that helps us with our IT services. We asked him to put together a proposal for IT-related work. This should result in cost savings. It is gonna result in cost savings. It's within our it's in our budget at line item estimate for tech allowance of 200,000. We're within that, so we can, we will be in line with that. But I don't know, Josh, can you, or Mario, can you expand on the certified versus non-certified? Does council need to make a decision on which way to go and what the price is gonna be if we go certified versus non-certified?
Sure. So the main difference between certified and non-certified, when you certify network installation, there's a machine that tests every cable, gives you results and a printout that says, hey, this is certified. It's gonna work every time you plug in a device. Every time you disconnect the device, it will always work until a user goes in there manually,
Mario, when you say device,
changes
what,
it.
a laptop, computer?
A laptop, a
phone,
printer, computer,
okay.
phone, yeah, a wireless access point.
Any wireless,
It will always work. It's basically a stamp of guarantee. That's what the difference is between certified versus, verbally or in writing saying I'll or I'll warranty it for a year. That's the main difference. So it's
Certified-
always gonna work.
There is a price difference. The certified is 47,917, and the non-certified is 41,000. So a difference of about a little over
So what happens after a year?
I mean, it'll still work, but if it's non-certified, basically, the main difference is, someone's gonna have to come back and, change it out. And if it's certified, there's really no need for anybody to come back because it's always gonna work.
So for 5,000 more, for about 5,000. All right, so, anything else that we need to know?
The estimate includes costs for network equipment, servers,
Installation,
labor, parts, the switches, firewalls.
1 year, you said warranty?
For the equipment itself, that's factory warranty.
How about installation?
Installation, I
It's
warranty
certified,
for.
so it's gonna work, right?
It'll work all the time.
And if it doesn't, you'll go in there and,
I'll go in there. No, I'll
that's
change
what
it.
we wanted to hear.
We know where to find them. We know where he works.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve for 47,917,
For the certified 47. am I correct?
certified, correct. I have a second?
I think Cesar said.
Second, okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 10.9, discussion and possible action to approve the creation of a construction committee for Marla Park.
Mayor, as you recall, the council created a construction committee for the fire station project, and I believe Commissioner Commissioner Ramirez and Commissioner Peña are on that committee. So we're asking to do the same for the Marla Park project. It can be up to no more than 2 council members and 1 alternate council member who will work together with staff and the design team and Josh.
Okay, I'll recommend Mr. Ramirez and Ms. Flores.
Sure.
Does that sound,
I accept.
all right? All right, so all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Do you want to designate an alternate in case one of those 2 are not?
I'll go ahead and be the alternate. I'm the alternate on the other one, right? So I'll be the alternate. Sounds good, sounds fair. And,
Thank you, Mayor.
all right, item 10.10, discussion and possible action on the removal of playground equipment at Showers Park.
Mayor, as you may recall, we discussed some options on the Showers Park at a prior meeting, and the idea was to see if Charlie or Josh can find somebody to go test the material to see the structural integrity. Can it still be used? Can it be repurposed? The swings to the far left, we were hoping to keep those and just get new swings. The middle portion in yellow, we were going to remove completely, and that one we were going to have to replace. And the one in green to the far right, we're looking at keeping the structure and just replacing the canopies. There was one company that we put out a request for 2 quotes. One company that did respond, which was Robert Kistner. They provided a quote of $13,750 to test it. They would test the area in green and then the swings to the far left. So we have that option on the table for you to consider. The other thing is that we do have a quote for $17,100 to remove the post. All the posts in the middle and any damaged or burned mulch, which is the majority of the mulch at the bottom. If we want to get started and starting to clean it up and make it a little bit more presentable, the company that submitted the quote for the debris removal is the same company that installed our playground equipment at Municipal Park and who is doing the construction of the new park as well, Southern Remodeling. So you have both options before you.
So one is 13 and the other one's 17.
Oh, 13 just to test it?
Just to test.
I think we just need to
Or
save
that's-
that 13,
And just
get
remove
rid
it.
and use that
That's-
13 to buy whatever new
Yes.
stuff to add to the
Just replace it
17.
all.
I mean,
Replace it and
I mean, the
vamos.
one that has the canopy still has paint on it, so.
But it's hard to match, Javier. It's gonna be, there's parts to that canopy that are warped. There's pipes that are, Josh,
But can those
you
be
wanna,
replaced?
Well, that's
see, we wanna salvage this part?
the green part.
We can, but to find that part, those parts that belong to that, it's like going through a needle in a haystack.
But according to the vendor, though, he said that most of the parts are intact. The only thing that we would have to replace it in green was the canopy. And maybe like one little tic-tac-toe thing that you put at the end.
I think we could,
But
well,
like the
if,
swing was still good.
then keep this orange, but
to
the
be
rest,
The rest of
we
it,
have
get rid
to
of it, the
test it.
swings and everything.
okay, I like that idea.
It's gonna cost us $13,000.
And who keeps the metal? Who keeps the steel?
Josh, go ahead, Josh.
I think it's.
Dale, Josh.
Who keeps the steel?
Okay.
I came with an initial.
Well,
Is it required?
necessarily-
That's a good question.
Okay, first question, is it required to, I'm sure that we got safety reasons, right? Something's gotta
If we
get.
keep any structure, is it required to be tested?
I think it would have been the city's best interest to test it if you want to keep it to limit your risk in
No.
case there's an issue.
Now, the
How
next
much does
question,
that thing cost?
That's what I'm
New.
saying. Each
The
one
one
of
in
those
green?
poles is over $2,000.
I beg your pardon?
Like probably over 2,000 apiece, so it probably makes more sense just to get rid of it.
Just to get rid of it and buy a new one.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense for us to test it, and then they say, oh, it's good,
Yeah.
or it's no good.
hey, Josh,
Where,
Still out there.
either way you look at it, it's not a good situation.
well, let's make it a good, we're gonna make
I say
lemonade
we
out of
just-
lemons.
Just get rid of all that
And
stuff.
then a lemon meringue pie too, to enjoy the lemonade and the lemon meringue pie.
Ni modo.
So if we keep the orange, does it still have to get tested? Even though it's not scorched.
It would be recommended to test it.
He said it would be
But
in
it's
our
already
best
been
interest.
tested once before, when they put it on, right?
Right, but that was before the damage.
That was before the damage.
This would
So,
be,
If we plan to keep it, we should have it checked out and tested.
this would be,
let's not keep it.
this would be like
makes no
ultrasonic.
sense.
I like
testing.
your, I'm with him on, but keeping that orange part, but if it's gonna be like that, it's just
I mean,
get
if you want,
everything
then
back.
pull it out and put it here and test it later, or
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
throw it away.
Well,
keep
wait a
it,
minute, who
and maybe
takes the
repurpose
steel?
it later.
The ladybug
Contractors?
is fine.
Or do we keep it?
Can we keep the ladybug?
Repurpose it, have it later.
We can repurpose the one in green probably.
Maybe find a testing company that's more
There you
economic.
go.
Is
Yeah.
the merry-go-round,
That's good.
Merry-go-round and the ladybug
The little
are,
pieces, yeah, and then there was a bench that are like a sitting area that's actually swings where you can put a wheelchair on there.
Yes.
And it kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
rocks back and
The
forth.
mulch has to go
Yeah.
immediately. Because that
Okay,
stuff
so-
has a lot of,
the only thing
remember
that
we
I
went out there and
remember
it's just-
is
it's dirty. It's
playground
dirty.
equipment is very expensive.
It is.
Very, very
We
expensive.
replaced it all.
So that, I know it was paid for by a grant, I believe.
Well, Urban County funds.
Okay, I'm sure it was well over 300.
I believe so.
how much was,
At minimum 100, just for the playground equipment alone, and we're getting quotes from Marla, it's like
Installation,
150,000.
mulch, all that.
Because it's all inclusive, yeah.
Yeah.
Not to mention the cost for the
It's,
construction.
we have a budget for this with the CO, through the
Correct,
CO. So
correct.
we'll have funding for
Okay.
this.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not like we're gonna
find a
have,
way.
Good.
We have 150,000 that we've allocated, so to speak.
Right.
and
just get rid of
we were thinking about doing,
gonna be-
we had discussed the last time, I remember in the committee, that we were gonna like, put more stuff like the little ladybug, like like that type of.
Little
for-
standalone.
Yes. And then, and then we asked Charlie to give us a
And
more
it's gonna
detailed,
remain
remember at the
an
last meeting,
all-inclusive.
to give us a more detailed, plan
We could
of
put some
what,
monkey
what we
bars.
wanted. Because we had two different, vendors, and one was saying tomato and one was saying tomato. Y'all remember
Yes,
that at the
yeah.
last meeting?
Yes, they
And
just
so
gave us,
So Charlie clarified it so that it can be tomato, apple, orange,
All
orange.
inclusive?
but that's
maybe-
from Marla Park.
well-
That's from Marla Park. Yeah, he gave us the specs, kind of like, so when we get the bids, they're bidding on the exact same thing or as close
Then
to.
Marla was it only-
And that's-
We're not
that's
gonna
on-
open any more parks that are non-inclusive. All inclusive parks are gonna be here in the city of Palm Beach. As far as I'm concerned, I'm a strong advocate for people with disabilities, and I strongly push an all-inclusive park.
This is already an
Right,
all-inclusive?
but we're not gonna change that. Are we?
No.
Okay, no matter how much it costs us, we'll find the money.
Well, just don't go too,
We'll find the money.
we'll.
For those people, we got to find.
We'll
the
take care of it, yeah, we'll take care of
For
everybody
everybody,
in our
for our
city.
citizens.
We could even add like some, the little playhouses, like made out of wood and paint them like a police station, or, make like a little city out of it. And, it could just be simple structures.
It looks really good now. I went out there and it's clean.
The rest of the park, yeah.
Well, after you went, it got cleaner, it got very clean.
Crack the whip every now and then.
Mr. Ramirez, it will be, yes, sir, you are right. It will be an all-inclusive, it will remain an all-inclusive
Right.
park, definitely.
Thank you.
And we will, we'll stretch that dollar, and as much as we can to keep it.
I was a special ed teacher for 25 years.
Amen, I know that. I was there with you at Palmview when we opened shop. All right, so we're all agreeing that we don't need to test it, just remove it?
Move it on.
Are we okay?
And it's
We're all
gonna-
saying
price is
that?
gonna go up though, right?
Probably, the removal quote was for the one in the middle, the yellow and all the mulch
Right.
and stuff. So if we're gonna ask them to remove what's in green as well as the swing set in orange, that price may go up, so we may need to bring it back, we'll get a revised quote.
Okay.
Get us a revised quote?
Yeah. So actually, we can take no action, we'll take the direction to remove it all.
Right.
What needs to be disposed
And
of,
then-
dispose, what we salvage,
get
we'll put
those
aside,
numbers.
and we'll bring you the quote. Okay, you can do that.
So
no
if there's no
action
action
on
on
item
that,
10.
Mayor, if we can go back to the previous item, we didn't take a vote on it. We just got a motion in a
On
second.
10-9?
On the committee appointments.
Oh, okay, I apologize. Okay, so on going back to item 10.9, we agreed on Mr. Ramirez and Ms. Flores.
With
And
Mayor as
I'm going to be
alternates.
the alternate.
Yes.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. For the record. Item 1010 was no action. Item 1011, discussion and possible action to approve work authorization number 2 for M2 Engineer for engineering services related to wash bay facility for sanitation vehicles.
Mayor, this one, we're actually asking for no action at this time. We are evaluating the location of where it's gonna be done. We're looking at one other option off-site, because, you know, we're being conscious of if we invest all of this here and long-term we're not here, do we wanna spend $300,000 here, or go spend it somewhere where it's gonna be long-term, so.
And can we have that plan to where it's, you know, we can here or there, or maybe a third place comes up in a year and says, hey, wait, or 6 months, right? A design that will be flexible. Okay, Mr. Gutierrez,
Yes, sir.
go ahead.
Mr. Gutierrez,
Your
Solid
input.
Waste Director. Yeah, we're looking at some other options, you know, where to put it, and, you know, it's, not the property is getting smaller, but, you know, it's just the area that we're gonna target, and it's gonna be there, because once we set it somewhere, it's gonna stay there.
Not long-term, yeah.
So, you know,
So what's the other, is it top secret or highly?
One of the things that we talked about, Cesar and I asked them to get a quote.
Unclassified?
You know the Benson Pond, that we're responsible for maintenance? There's a property kind of in the middle hidden that you have to go to get there.
The
and-
Benson?
I'm sorry, the Business Center Pond?
Business Center
Business Center,
Pond.
yes.
So
Okay.
we have to get permission from a property owner who has, it's kind of in the middle, metido,
Sí,
a little
yeah.
escondido, so to speak, but it's an open piece of land that he can't really do anything with because it's not the most accessible. So what I talked to Cesar was to talk to the property owner. One, we need access to the property to maintain the pond. If we ever need to pump or do anything, we need our team there. We stage there, but it's also a good size. You know, maybe we make the off-site facility, you know, the wash bays, you don't really want them in the most, you know,
Visible.
visible, prominent
Right by the
location.
park, right
By
by
the
the-
park, yeah. So you-
Got it, makes sense.
Option there.
What about, yeah, okay, we'll keep looking at that idea.
So where that pond is located, the retention pond, there is like
yeah,
space?
I don't recall the size, I think it's kind of, yeah, it's a good size for the trucks. We're gonna
plenty
be
of
probably
space.
growing 2 more trucks, so I think it's sufficient.
Space, and there's drainage too, I remember we worked on
Yeah, and we need it
after the
for, we
first
need that,
flood.
it would be good to have it for access to the pond.
just a wash
Yeah.
bay.
It's not in
See?
the pond, it's like right
Because
next
it's
to
our
it.
responsibility now,
Yeah,
right?
Yes,
all we
yes.
gotta do is just buffer it with
See,
the
a
cement
buffer
block.
fence.
Do you have the machine?
And the owner is willing
Oh,
to
yeah.
sell, or
He gave
we
me
ask
a
him?
price, yeah.
Yeah.
That happened several years back. That was Czar's place.
See. Well, yes, ours is the pond, he gave it to us, so it's our property, our responsibility. But to get to it, we need permission
We need
from this,
permission
from
from the
this
property owner
gentleman
in
here.
front.
He's in front, next to Stars, he has like that trucking place and some other stuff there, the business there. And then you go in there to access the property, or you come through La Homa through the,
Yeah, or
through
to
the
the
plaza.
south, yeah.
Yeah, where the storage units are.
Okay, all right. Keep it up.
So we'll bring it back.
Item 1012, discussion of possible action to approve the
council
second
members, one
amendment to
moment.
the contract for solid waste collection
Oh,
and disposal
pause,
services.
Mayor, real quick pause.
Okay.
You're gonna switch out CD.
5:37, how are we doing on time? We're about half.
Pues, ¿quién hizo esta agenda?
10-yard line.
My God. It's been a while since we met, right? That's why.
As we go through the rest of the items, I already talked to staff, if there's items that we can wait, we're just gonna take no action, we'll bring it to the next meeting.
Okay,
The ones that are time sensitive, they are gonna present.
sure.
So we're just waiting for Mida to let us know when we're ready.
What time does the game start? At 8? We'll make it. I haven't seen the NBA playoffs in 6 years. What now? Let's go.
We're back? All right, so item 1012, discussion and possible action to approve the second amendment to the contract for solid waste collection and disposal services for industrial roll-off services only. Go ahead, Mr. Gutierrez.
Yes, sir, this will extend the Republic Service to continue with industrial rollout services for a period of 3 more years at no cost to the city, paid by the users. City collects the franchise fees. So there's 3 levels we have the residential, the commercial, and now the industrial that we're kind of looking into almost getting. There's a truck that we need, but.
This will allow you to
Yeah,
move in that
it will
direction.
be exclusive now for any industrial rollouts, maybe the compactors. We do have 2 HEB in our park.
I was gonna ask you, where do we have those?
Yeah, we only have 2 for now.
Okay.
But in
So-
case other businesses do want to, we can offer that service.
Awesome.
And who are we looking at? Republic?
Right now, Republic is exclusive because they were with us. So we
Okay.
haven't broke that contract with them.
Right.
Until we get our truck and we can.
And you're suggesting 3 more years?
Yeah, 3 more years.
So moved to approve.
Second. Questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Great, thank you, sir. 10:13, discussion and possible action on the proposal for La Jolla SD, from La Jolla SD for track events.
Mayor, as you recall, for the last couple of years, when we want to use the summer track and the Palmview High School track, we submit the request to the school district. They have responded. They gave us a fee proposal of $21,000 to have all the practice at the high school stadium, and then when the summer track event, it happens, a 2-day event, will have access to Palmview High School Stadium. This includes security officers as well. The total's $21,000. They said the normal rates, their published rates, if we were a third party or somebody else coming in, it would be closer to $58,000. So they are saying they're giving us a discount compared to what we paid last year. Last year was closer to $11,000 to $12,000. So we've asked for more clarification on if there's a difference, if the rates have gone up or what the impact is. But nonetheless, the proposal we have from the school district is for $21,000 to be able to continue what we've done in the past. Mr. Lugo's not here right now, but
he's here.
Oh, he's here. I'm sorry.
It used to be that we didn't pay a single penny. Why can't we go back to those days?
Well, why don't we give authority to negotiate? Right?
What now?
Negotiate?
Was,
Approve
they're
in-
saying they're already giving us a discount price.
Well, let's just still ask, let's negotiate,
Yeah,
try to
I
negotiate
mean,
18,
that's a valid question.
15,000.
What's the difference between last year and this
Yeah.
year?
Yeah.
I don't think TEA's gonna negotiate.
Mayor, Commissioners, yes, as Mr. Rio said, we sent a request to the school district for the track, Palmview track, for our practice and our track meet. It's a 2-day meet. Practices would be Monday through Thursday, with a track meet somewhere on Thursday and Friday, I'm sorry. And they came back with a total of $21,070 as far as the rental for the track and the meet.
It is a little time sensitive.
We do have the money.
Yes. I mean, it's a little time sensitive, and then we want to move quickly, but you can move it subject to further, we did ask for clarification why more than last year. What
Yeah,
the
approve
change-
subject to continued
because they're
negotiation.
Have you
losing more
tried reaching
students.
out, Mike, to
They
see
need the money.
if they can honor last year's price?
Yes.
That would be
They said that, so Dr. Sorensen assigned it to 2 other people to look at, and then we're waiting for their response.
Oh, okay.
Can we negotiate then?
Yeah, that's what,
Okay, so
I'm gonna,
what do we do
I'm gonna
for
make a
action?
motion to approve.
Subject to?
Subject to negotiation.
Subject to
Yeah.
negotiation.
All right?
Yes, in the event that we need to
Okay,
move quick.
so you moved on it, Rick?
Yes, sir. I have a motion, second? We have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second. Questions? We all right? Okay. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Tell
Motion
them
carries. Thank
21,000
you.
is too much.
And thank you, La Jolla SD.
Tell
Keep
them
paying
honor
this
last
like.
year's price was
and saying
10,
we can-
no?
We can make our own fields.
Yeah.
Keep paying.
10:14.
With that money,
Start building
that's
on-
Discussion and possible action to approve a memorandum of understanding for the Auto Theft Task Force, staffed by PD. Thank you, Chief.
This is a grant-funded, 2 positions that we have along with other things, so, just for the sake of time, it's just in a local that we operate, with the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office along with other 4 agencies that are part of this grant.
so moved to approve.
Second. I'll take Ms. Flores as second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Bless you.
Bless you. Discussion and possible action to approve the sale of police vehicles.
These are 2 2020 Tahoes that we have. They've got about 110,000 miles on them. The Progreso Police Chief approached me sometime back, asking if we would sell those vehicles to their agency. After speaking with Mr. Leo and their administration, we've decided to go ahead and move forward with the sale of both vehicles.
For how much?
We've agreed.
25 each.
$25,000 each.
It's it's pretty much close to the value.
Good, that's good.
Yes, so
A motion to approve.
A motion, a second?
Second.
Any questions, comments? Yeah. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries.
It's a good price.
We met with Mr. Ben Arjona from Progreso.
Okay.
Who's at Progreso now?
Okay, good. A discussion and possible action on the purchase of 4 ALPR camera readers.
Yes, so this is a cost of 42,000, but it's through the auto theft grant, back to the one that we
So
just
moved.
approved on the move.
Second.
Motion second, questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 1017, discussion and possible action to approve an affiliation agreement with Texas State Technical College, TSTC for student education and clinical programs, staffed by Fire Department. This is looking good.
The short
A quick version, it's the same we do with all the other colleges, it's just a write-off for the students and the ambulances. That's all it is.
Okay.
So moved to approve.
Second.
Motion second, questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 1018, discussion and possible action on a ratification of an interlocal cooperation of agreement between City of Palmview and City of Palmview, Texas, County of Hidalgo, Texas, to provide efficient and effective library services for the county residents.
Good
Go ahead.
evening.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. So this is just an agreement between us and the county, as long as the library continues to meet the minimum standards under TSTAC and participate in the Hidalgo County library system here, the county will continue to provide funds for our library to use
Awesome.
for operating budgets.
It's an action item.
Yes, so
I
moved.
motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and second. Questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor, if you'd like, we can table 19 and 20 and go to 21.
Okay. 1021, discussion and possible action to approve final plat for Benson Palm Estates subdivision, staffed by Mr. Joseph, Planning Department.
Yes, sir. Benson Palm Estate subdivision is a 3-lot subdivision located on the east side of Benson Palm Drive, approximately 750 feet south of West Orange Grove Road. All comments have been addressed and closed out documents have been submitted. Staff recommends approval of the subdivision in final form. After discussion, the Planning and Zoning Board voted to approve the final plat for Benson Palm Estate subdivision.
And that's, is that the Canales property, or which one is that?
North Benson, actually, right?
North,
Right,
okay,
north.
so it's past,
See.
it's going towards,
Mañanero?
Past Mañanero.
Just past Mañanero.
That looks like Mañanero at the
Yeah,
bottom.
there's some movement going on
Mañanero is
there.
right around.
A trucking business.
there's a trucking business, and there's like,
Yeah, just, Tiffany is north of Mañanero, it's the next property up.
Before Esperanza.
he's got a
Yes.
junkyard, there's the Peña, or,
No say. Any other questions?
345 on the big packet.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Wait, did anybody?
No,
nobody-
no questions.
Nobody?
was there action?
It's just to approve
I
now.
motion to approve.
Yeah. All in favor? Okay,
A
wait.
second, we need a second.
We had a motion and a second.
Okay, then.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
That's the
Hey,
entrance.
hey, 19 and 20 are approval for plats. We okay with, we okay? We want
Or
to
the
move on those?
preliminary plats if you want.
Sure, let's go to 19. Discussion possible action to approve preliminary plat for Glass Industrial Subdivision, staffed by Planning Department.
Yes, Glass Industrial Subdivision is a 2-lot subdivision located on the south side of Interstate 2, approximately 1,190 feet west of Abram Road. Staff has identified the comments for this plat, and we are waiting on the city engineer's comments in order to provide all comments to the developer's engineer. Staff recommends approval of the subdivision in the preliminary form, subject to comments identified. After discussion, Planning and Zoning Board voted to approve the preliminary plat for Glass Industrial Subdivision.
All right, any other questions?
What are they making there? What
Yeah.
is it?
It's a 2-lot subdivision. They want to actually build, I guess they're renting 1021, which is where they have the glass business now. They purchased the property next door. They're gonna build.
3021, right?
Is
Or
it
not?
3021, yes, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, 3021, you're right. So they're gonna build their new shop and then have an additional lot.
Okay. We'll find out and
But
keep
it
us,
could be divided into 2 lots?
find out and keep us in the loop.
Because they currently have
think
that
that's
little
what they're
corner,
doing.
right? Just
Yeah.
next.
The 3021, that's where they are currently, but they wanna build their permanent shop, and since they're renting there, and then develop another
All
lot.
that there, and then they'll have that section, and then the one next to it.
Why'd you put
That sounds like it, sir.
Really little.
All right. Any other questions? All right, the planning and zoning was good with, right? All right. All in favor, signify by, not here. Let's take
I
a vote
motion
here.
to approve.
I have a motion, a second. Second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 1020, discussion of possible action to approve preliminary plat for El Rancho Estates Phase 5.
The Rancho Estates Phase 5 subdivision is a 14-lot subdivision located on the east side of Abram Road, approximately 910 feet north of West Loop 374. Staff has identified the comments for this plat, and we are waiting for the city engineer's comments in order to provide all comments to the developer's engineer. Staff recommends approval of the subdivision in preliminary form, subject to comments identified, and after discussion, the Planning and Zoning Board voted to approve for preliminary plat for El Rancho Estates Phase 5 subdivision.
So moved to approve.
Second.
Motion is second. Questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. And we did 1021. 1022, discussion of possible action to approve an ordinance to amend fiscal year 2025-26 budget, including changes to the salary schedule. Mr. Garza?
Mayor, council members, is a budget amendment for the city of Palm Beach for this fiscal year. This is ordinance number 2604, letter O. And you should have the handout in front of you. There's a couple of changes that we needed to make or amended in the police department. Last meeting, we approved the COPS grant. So we increased the expenditures for the 3 patrol officers. And so that's gonna be funded through the COPS grant. So the added revenues are there just as well. The fire department, the EMS department was requesting some more supplies for the EMS. We're going through our supplies rather quickly, so we're getting a lot more revenues in that area. So the revenues will be offsetting those supplies as well.
This is CO? This one's CO funds?
No, both actually will be paid offset by new revenues, either the grant for the cops positions, or in this case, just EMS revenues have really increased dramatically. So they did an analysis as, you know what, we're actually gonna increase our revenues. So some of that's gonna go to offset the, obviously more supplies because they're making more calls.
Got it.
So they offset, yeah.
And the last one is the library. The library received a grant and donations, and again, offset by the revenues as well. And they're gonna be used for supplies and books, right?
That's
Right.
awesome.
All right. Great. Yeah, we're good and we're still within our means.
Yes.
That's where we need to be. Thank you all. Questions, comments? All right,
A motion to approve.
Second. Motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Motion carries. Next item. Hold on, let me make sure I'm where I'm at. 1023, discussion and possible action to approve a Fourth Amendment to lease agreement between City of Palm Views, at Responsive Ed, Texas, at Texas 501, Texas 501c3, nonprofit corporation.
Mayor, we discussed this at a prior meeting. We negotiated the lease, same terms. They want us to go down. We said same terms for 3 years, and that's the amendment that's before you.
Correct. That's for, that's
They said
Premier?
yes, they accepted the same terms.
Premier?
So moved.
With Premier.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries, and thank you for Premier, because we're graduating over 100 kids over there too, that would have otherwise not have graduated. All right, so we have La Jolla ISD, Premier, and then, well, we don't claim it, but we'll claim it to IDEA. Next item, 1024, discussion and possible action on the purchase of a police Chevy Tahoe.
Yes, this vehicle is to replace a vehicle that was totaled back in September of last year. We already got the TML payout for that vehicle, and the remaining balance will be paid out of our asset forfeiture fund to purchase the new vehicle to replace that one.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
Have a motion?
Second.
And I have a second? Have a second, take your pick. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 1025, discussion and possible action on the purchase of a new CAD RMS system. That by
This is
PD.
the CAD RMS that we were talking about, I think, at the last city council meeting. This is with New and Blue AdComp. This is gonna go in conjunction and collaboration with the one that was approved for the courts, along with the e-citations. Now this is also CAD is computer-aided dispatch, and RMS is our reporting management system. We've been negotiating probably for about a year, so we were able to get it down at 0 startup cost, 0 migration fees, And they are completely cloud-based, and they have all of the AI technology already integrated into this for the officers and for our dispatch. With that being said, has an annual fee of $34,000, which we checked with Tyler Technologies, our current vendor. It will be $10,000 less annually than if we were to go with Tyler Technologies on a cloud-based platform.
Sounds good. All right, thank you. Can I have a motion?
A motion to approve.
I have a motion. Can I have a second?
Second.
I'll take Peña second. Any other questions? Thank you, Chief. So is this going to help speed up the process of
It's
everything?
gonna make a lot of things more efficient, and we'll talk later on about laptops in the units and all that good stuff.
All right. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 1026, discussion and possible action to approve the RGV 911 interlocal memorandum of understanding.
This is through the 911 Council. Since we are a PSAP, our dispatch is a PSAP location with 911 functionality. This is just an MOU we do every year where
So
they
moved.
just pretty much say that. they
Motion a
control
second.
everything. Yeah.
Keep going.
Yes.
Keep working with those, with the surrounding areas. A motion a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 1027, discussion and possible action regarding a proposed ordinance amending Chapter 154 Flood Hazard Prevention, 155 subdivisions, and 156 zoning and land use of the City of Palm View Code Ordinance. I believe we had discussed, we had gone over this one.
I'll second.
Motion is second. Questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 10.28, discussion and possible action regarding proposed ordinance, which was, we had discussed earlier in we had
Comprehensive plan.
the public hearing, there you go. And this is the second part of it. Yes, it was part of our comprehensive plan as well. Where was I?
A motion to approve.
Okay, so I have a motion and a second, but I'll just read it for the record. Adopting the comprehensive plan for the Palm View, Texas pursuant Chapter 213, the Texas Local Government Code, and incorporating community resiliency strategies developed in line with Texas General Land Office Resilience Communities Program. I had a motion. Do I have a second?
Mr. Ramirez.
Mr. Ramirez is second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 1029, discussion and possible action on fireworks display contract with Killer V Fireworks and Pyrotechnics. This is for our 4th of July in preparation. I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All right, just keep a similar budget to what we did with as of last year. All right, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 1030, discussion and possible action to approve the purchase of a 2025 Ford F-350 gas chassis ambulance to remount the department's 2017 Medics Box MH-1230. I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 1031, discussion and possible action to solicit quotes on the purchase of a utility task vehicle and/or comparables. Staff by Mr. Leo.
Mayor, at our last event, we rented 2 golf carts to get transport staff to and from the event, offices and so forth. So some of you expressed interest in us getting quotes for some permanent stuff. Because the dollar amounts, we do need council to give us a direction if you want to. We'll be looking at either small ATVs or utility vehicles or golf carts to 4 people or 6 people. Once we get the quotes and new or used, we'll bring them back to council for approval. But right now, it's to allow us to move forward if if you so wish.
So moved.
Makes sense.
Second.
Motion, a second.
So, we've been renting them all these years, we probably would have already bought 4.
We have 1 Gator, don't we?
So we have 2 Gators, parks and then maintenance here as well. This is the first year that we've only maybe rented a few times. We try to rely on the Gators or a lot of walking, but we've noticed a lot,
They're very,
they're feasible.
they're useful.
Maybe like a 5 or a 6-seater?
So yeah, we're looking at
With
there's 4 and then 2
little-
backwards, it's faced backwards, so you can actually fit 6 people. If we need to transport
That's
elderly
still-
or other people that need assistance,
And that still has like a little,
Side
a
rows.
bed in the back?
Yeah.
for-
oh, you can open and close it, yes,
Yeah, so you can carry.
carry stuff.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. And just throwing out there also, look at, we'll talk about it in our budget, I guess, a couple of portables, lights, those diesel.
Oh, see, we're pricing those already.
Andale, good, thank you.
Portable bleachers and portable lights, we're pricing them.
Item 1032, discussion
This
about.
one, Mayor, I'm sorry, with your permission, we'd like to take it into executive to have some consultation with legal.
Item 1032.
Yes.
I motion to move it to executive, item 10.32.
Okay, so I have a motion, a second. I'll second it, or Mr. Ramirez is second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. And in reference to item 1032 for the record, discussion possible action to approve an local agreement with the EMS services between City of Palmview and Hidalgo County Emergency Services District Number 5. All right, you take that one into executive. And then 1033, presentation of monthly reports.
Mayor, as usual, we have the monthly report should be before you. Very good information. We do have department heads accessible if anybody has any questions or comments. We're incorporating a lot of the updates that we're getting, weekly reports from Josh, the contractor, as well as Josh, our project manager. He gives weekly reports on both Marta Park and fire construction, so we have a lot of good information on those projects.
Anything new in any department or any announcements anybody wants to make? Great.
Does that count, Rudy?
Great.
Yes, I do. Actually, on Friday, we did.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Commissioners. On Friday, we're going to have health talks. The HR is going to be here. So we're going to have a specialist or a doctor coming in and doing a presentation from Total One. You guys are welcome to come. That's obviously in coordination with Ms. Garza, myself, and obviously Ms. Leo being aware. So we're doing this every 2-3 months and having awareness to our employees, keep them healthy. That also helps in the health premiums at the renewal time when it comes to us.
That's great. Thank you so much for that initiative,
No
sir.
problem. So it'll be Total One. And this subject is going to be, yes, on Friday. And it's going to be kidney care. That's what it will be. Kidney care.
Oh,
That's going to
okay.
be, yeah, that's going to be
Oh,
a subject.
kidney
Yeah,
care.
kidney care,
Oh, okay.
yes, subject.
Very important, guys.
No problem. Total One Friday.
I'm curious how the insurance is working out for you all. You know how we changed insurance carriers? How is that going? I see a thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up everywhere.
Yes, as
Oh,
far as I
good.
know, Commission has been going very well.
Good to know.
Yes.
That's good to know.
Yes, and they're always there for us. Aviation Record's been on top of it.
Well, they did too.
Yeah, we've asked department heads how their staff is feeling. The response has been positive. People that normally wouldn't go to the doctor or just the copay alone would pull
See?
people off and out. No copay, no out of pocket, they go.
I'm so glad to hear that. That's great.
Thank you,
Good.
guys. Thank you, guys. You know, you all approved it.
Thank you so much for the update.
Thank
Yes,
you all.
thank you.
You all approved it. Okay, so we're gonna take two items into executive session, 10:3 and 10:11, I'm sorry, no, 10:32. If there are any questions at 7:17 on this clock here, we will reside into executive session, and we will be back shortly.